So Josh, the CSA have given us a challenge to work with Napa cabbage this week. The reason being because they're about to have a large harvest of Napa cabbage. So they thought it would be a good idea if we could show people a few different things to do with Napa cabbage.
Sounds wonderful. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the kimchi. What I love about kimchi is, number one, I love it. I love to eat it. Number two, it is an incredibly easy thing to make. And number three, it's a wonderful gift. Something that you can put in mason jars that we'll be doing a little bit later, and obviously save some for yourself to enjoy, but to give a gift at a, visiting some friend or so forth. So what we have here is one whole cabbage. Okay, probably about 1.5 to 2 pounds that I cut. I cut the cabbage in half, then I cut each half in half, so we have quarters, and then I cut them in about 1-inch pieces. I then rinsed it with water, and then I drained the water, and so that's what we have here. Okay, so we have our one cabbage cut in quarters. Those quarters were then cut into 1-inch pieces, rinsed. We're now going to add 1/3 cups of salt, and we're going to distribute it evenly across the cabbage, and this is sea salt. And we're just going to go ahead and mix it, and then we're going to let this sit for about 2 hours, but every 30 minutes or so we're going to want to give it a toss. I want to make sure the salt is evenly spread among the cabbage.
I thought it was worthwhile just to have a look at the kimchi. Cut cabbage really is all it is at the moment at the beginning, with the salt on, just so we can sort of monitor how the kimchi changes over time whilst we're just waiting for that salt to do its magic. I just want to show people the amount of liquid that's come out of our Napa cabbage. This is only after 1 hour of mixing it with the salt. And you can see all the liquid that's coming out of the cabbage. I think it's probably about 2 cups of liquid. So we've got another hour before we do anything more with the Napa cabbage, except for we're mixing it up every 30 minutes.
Okay, so we have our 1 peel pear, our 5 cloves of garlic, tablespoon of ginger, tablespoon of sugar, and our fish sauce. We're going to put our chili in last because we don't want to lose the texture of it. How smooth do we want it?
We want this to be quite smooth, particularly because of the garlic and stuff, so make it pretty smooth.
Okay.
Yep, now I think add the chili powder.
What do you think about doing that in a bowl? Or would you do
Oh, no, yeah, I think we could do that actually. I quite like having
the texture?
Yeah.
So, slide this out of the way. Stainless steel bowl.
Now once we add our chili powder, which is 1/3 cup of chili powder, probably a good idea we either wear gloves or we use tongs to mix it.
Mix this up, and then we'll get ready to start adding our vegetables. So we're going to cut about 1-inch pieces of our chives. You can use scallions. We're just using chives because we have them in the garden. We're now going to take a daikon and julienne it. Okay, so we're going to add our daikon radish with our chives. We're going to add our spun salted cabbage.
And rinsed
And
very
rinsed.
well.
And again, you can mix this with your hands, but you're going to want gloves so you don't burn yourself with the peppers. I'm just going to go ahead and start with a spatula. You want to make sure you get everything nice and covered with the marinade.
Doesn't look very wet, Josh. Looks...
No, you know, kimchi is not a super wet item. I'm sure we're going to get some moisture when we put this in the jars. So we're going to put it into mason jars, leave them out unrefrigerated for 24 hours. And then after 24 hours, we're going to put them in the fridge. And I think we're going to give them a try in a week. This is a quick kimchi, and it will last 6 months in the refrigerator. So we're going to now take our mason jars and put our kimchi inside. We're going to fill the jars and leave about 1/4 of an inch to an inch between the top of the kimchi and the cap. So we just have a damp kitchen towel or paper towel, and we're wiping the top so it's nice and clean. Nice and tight.
So we'll come back in a few days and take some more photos, and we'll show you what's happening with our kimchi.
There you have it.
Beautiful.